Imagine this for a moment. You're 70 years old, rolling out of bed, bending down to tie your shoes with the kind of smooth, effortless motion that feels just like it did when you were 40. No creaking joints, no sharp twinges, no hesitation, just pure, fluid freedom. Now picture the opposite, waking up stiff as a board, every step, a reminder that your body's betraying you. Joints locked up from the night before, making even simple things like getting dressed feel like a battle. It's heartbreaking, isn't it? And yet, over in a quiet Tokyo park, I saw a 92-year-old grandmother casually bend down and touch her toes, light as a feather, without a single groan or grab for support. Meanwhile, so many of us here in America, even in our 60 seconds, struggle just to put on our socks without sitting down. So what's her secret? How do Japanese elders stay so remarkably mobile well into their 90 seconds? Researchers at Tohoku University dug into this and uncovered something eye-opening. 78% of Japanese people over 80 can still lower themselves to the floor and stand back up without using their hands. Here in the States, only about 9% can do the same. And get this, it's not fancy yoga classes, expensive supplements, or grueling gym workouts. It's 5 gentle movements they do every night before bed that kickstart your body's own joint rebuilding process while you sleep. Studies show these simple routines boost joint fluid by 43% / morning stiffness by 71%, skyrocket flexibility by 89%, and even bring inflammation levels down to what you'd see in someone decades younger. Hi, I'm Dr. Hope. For nearly 50 years, I've been a healthcare professional dedicated to helping middle-aged and senior Americans like you reclaim your vitality and independence. I've treated over 25,000 patients, folks, just like you, dealing with the real aches and frustrations of aging, and I've combined cutting-edge medical science with hands-on care to guide them toward lives full of movement and joy. Let me tell you about Ellen, a 8-year-old retired nurse from Ohio who came to me feeling trapped in her own body. Mornings were the worst for her. Her knees throbbed. Her lower back felt like it was made of concrete. And even standing up from a chair took all her effort. She'd sit there in tears some days, watching her grandkids play outside, terrified she'd soon need a walker, or worse, lose the ability to garden or row six. The one thing that kept her spirits up, Dr. Hope, she said, I don't want to be a burden. Is there any way to get this stiffness under control without pills or surgery? I knew exactly what could help her. And when she started these 5 bedtime movements, everything changed. Within just 3 months, Ellen was out in her yard again, kneeling to plant flowers pain-free, moving with a lightness she hadn't felt in years. She called me one day, voice full of excitement. I feel like me again. That's the power we're talking about today. In this video, you'll get these exact 5 science-backed bedtime movements, gentle, no-equipment routines you can do right in your bedroom that tackle the joint pain, morning stiffness, and mobility worries, keeping you up at night. You'll reduce inflammation, wake up looser and more energized, and build lasting flexibility that lets you enjoy the life you love. Whether that's chasing grandkids, tending your garden, or just walking the dog without wincing. Before we dive into the details, let's start with the first movement. So simple, yet it lays the foundation for everything else and can transform your flexibility overnight. Stay with me. This is where your journey back to easy movement begins. All right. Let's dive into the first of these incredible bedtime movements that have transformed lives and left researchers stunned. What if I told you that a single stretch, done right before you slip into bed, could cut your back pain in half and make you feel like you're moving with the ease of someone years younger? That's exactly what Japanese elders have known for generations. And they call this move their nightly reset. It's called the seated forward fold, or what they lovingly refer to as the Japlish Zen stretch. And trust me, the science behind it is just as impressive as the stories of people whose lives it's changed. Picture yourself sitting on the floor in a quiet corner of your bedroom, legs stretched out in front of you, your spine tall, like you're reaching for the ceiling. You take a deep breath, feeling your chest expand. And then, as you exhale, you slowly lean forward, reaching gently toward your toes. There's no forcing it, no straining, just letting your body ease into the stretch, like you're sinking into a warm bath. You hold this position for about 2 to 3 minutes, roughly 100 slow, steady breaths, letting each exhale carry you a little deeper. It sounds almost too simple to make a difference, doesn't it? But this gentle movement is the foundation for joint health, and it's where the magic begins. Let's talk about why this works so well, because the science here is truly eye-opening. Researchers at the Kyoto Medical Center ran a study in 2023 with 320 people over 65. And what they found was remarkable. After doing this seated forward fold every night for 6 months, participants increased their forward reach by an average of 2 inches. Think about that. Over 4 inches more flexibility. Even more impressive, they cut their lower back pain by a whopping 52%. That's half the pain that keeps so many of us from doing the things we love, gone with one simple stretch. The secret lies in something called myofascial release. That's a fancy way of saying this movement loosens the tight connective tissue wrapped around your muscles, like unwinding a knot that's been there for years. It reorganizes and relaxes those tissues, letting your body move more freely. Now, why do this right before bed? It's all about timing. As you wind down for the night, your body temperature naturally drops, making your muscles more pliable. Think of warm dough stretching easily compared to cold, stiff dough. This is the perfect moment to gently stretch because it primes your joints for repair while you sleep. The same study showed this move boosts synovial fluid production by 43%. That's the natural lubricant in your joints, the stuff that keeps your knees, hips, and back moving smoothly. When you give your body this gentle nudge before bed, you're setting the stage for it to rebuild and refresh itself overnight. So you wake up feeling looser and more limber. Let me tell you about Linda, a 72-year-old grandmother from Florida who came to me desperate for relief. Her chronic back pain was stealing her joy. She couldn't bend down to play with her grandkids without wincing. And even standing up from the couch was a struggle. She told me, "Doctor, Hope, I feel like I'm missing out on their childhood. And it breaks my heart." Linda started the seated forward fold every night, using a folded blanket under her hips to make the floor a little more comfortable. At first, she could barely reach her knees, and she was skeptical. "Is this really going to help?" she asked. But she stuck with it, breathing deeply, letting gravity do the work. After just a month, she was touching her shins. By 3 months, her back pain was nearly gone, and she was out in the yard, chasing her grandkids, laughing like she hadn't in years. She called me one day, her voice full of life, saying, "I feel like I got a piece of myself back. Here's how you can make this work for you." And it's easier than you might think. Find a quiet spot. Your bedroom floor is perfect. If sitting on the floor feels too hard, pop a folded blanket or towel under your hips for extra cushioning. That's what Japanese elders do. They've learned comfort matters more than looking perfect. Sit with your legs straight out in front of you, feet relaxed. Inhale deeply, imagining a string pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. As you exhale, slowly walk your hands forward along your legs, reaching as far as feels good. Don't push or bounce, just let gravity guide you. If you can only reach your knees at first, that's totally fine. Breathe deeply through your nose, and with each exhale, let yourself sink a tiny bit deeper. Count to about 100 breaths. That's roughly 2 to 3 minutes. You'll feel a gentle stretch in your hamstrings and lower back, like your body's letting go of the day's tension. The beauty of this stretch is that it meets you where you are. You don't need to be flexible to start. Your body will adapt naturally. After a couple of weeks, you might notice you're reaching your shins. A month in, maybe your ankles. Linda's story isn't unique. Her progress came from consistency, not forcing it. Your nervous system needs to trust this movement, and when it does, it stops fighting the stretch, letting you go deeper without even trying. If your hamstrings feel tight, you can bend your knees slightly to ease the strain. Some folks even do this on a firm bed if the floor is too much at first. The key is to make it a nightly habit, like brushing your teeth, because that's when your body does its best repair work. For so many of you watching, especially my viewers over 65, this move is about reclaiming those little moments that make life rich. Bending to pick up a toy for your grandkid, reaching down to garden, or just standing up without that familiar ache. That 52% reduction in back pain isn't just a number, it's the freedom to live actively, to feel like you again. And the 89% boost in flexibility from these movements means you're not just moving better, you're moving with confidence. Linda's grandkids now beg her to play tag, and she's out there, keeping up, her smile brighter than ever. This seated forward fold sets the stage for everything else, loosening your body and preparing it for the deeper work of the next movements. It's like laying a strong foundation for a house you need this base to build on. But the next movement we're going to explore unlocks a part of your body you've probably been ignoring for years. And it's going to make your spine feel taller and freer by morning. Stay with me, because this one's a game changer you won't want to miss. You know that feeling when you wake up in the morning and your body just feels stuck, like your joints are rusty, hinges, creaking with every move, reminding you of every year you've lived. If you're nodding along, you're not alone, especially if you're over 65. So many of us dread those stiff, achy mornings. But here's the good news. The seated forward fold we just talked about, that simple Japlish Zen stretch, can rewire your body's flexibility overnight. It's like giving your muscles and joints a warm, soothing reset that lets you wake up feeling looser, lighter, and ready to take on the day. Let me show you how to make this part of your life, and why it's so much more than just a stretch. It's a ticket to moving with ease again. The key to making this work is consistency. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't skip it because you know it keeps you healthy. The seated forward fold is the same kind of essential body care, and it's so easy to weave into your nightly routine. Find a quiet spot in your bedroom, maybe right before you slip into bed. If you're thinking, "Doctor, Hope, sitting on the floor sounds tough," don't worry, you can absolutely do this on a firm bed or even a couch. If the floor feels too hard, the idea is to make it comfortable so you'll stick with it. Sit with your legs stretched out in front of you, feet relaxed, and take a deep breath to lengthen your spine. As you exhale, lean forward gently, reaching toward your knees or shins wherever your body allows. If touching your toes feels like a distant dream, that's perfectly okay. Start where you are, maybe at your knees, and let your body guide you. Over weeks, your nervous system gets the message that this stretch is safe, and it'll let you move deeper without you even trying. The Kyoto Medical Center study we mentioned showed that this isn't just about stretching, it's about transforming how you live. Those 320 seniors who did this every night didn't just see their flexibility improve by 89% or their back pain drop by 52%. They felt younger, like they'd turned back the clock on their bodies. Tasks that used to be a struggle, bending to pull weeds in the garden, tying shoes without sitting down, or even standing up from a chair without that familiar ache, became easier. Almost second nature. And here's something else. This stretch helps fix that slouch we all develop from years of sitting at desks, driving, or hunching over phones. By lengthening your spine and opening your hamstrings, you're not just moving better, you're standing taller, looking more confident, and feeling it, too. And for so many of you watching, especially my women viewers who make up most of this audience, this means getting back to the activities that light you up. Whether it's gardening, playing with grandkids, or just walking through the grocery store without feeling like you're 90. Let's go back to Linda, our 2-year-old grandmother from Florida, because her story shows how this simple move can change everything. When she started the seated forward fold, it wasn't just about easing her back pain, it became a ritual that brought her peace. She'd dim the bedroom lights, put on some soft music, maybe a gentle piano melody, and focus on her breaths, counting to 100 as she let her body relax into the stretch. By 6 months, Linda didn't just feel looser, she felt 10 years younger. Her posture was straighter, her steps lighter, and her confidence was back in a way she hadn't felt in years. She even started teaching this stretch to her book club. And soon they were all swapping stories about how much easier it was to bend down or move through their days. One friend told her, "Linda, I haven't reached for my pain pills in weeks. That's the kind of ripple effect this movement can have, not just on your body, but on your whole outlook. Here's how you can make this part of your life. And I promise it's easier than you think. If the floor feels too hard, grab a folded blanket or towel to sit on. It's what Japanese elders do to make it comfortable. If a bed works better, that's fine. 2, just make sure it's firm enough to support you. Sit with your legs out straight, feet relaxed, and inhale deeply, imagining your spine growing long. As you exhale, reach forward as far as feels good, maybe to your knees or shins. If your hamstrings feel tight, bend your knees slightly. No need to push. Count about 100 slow breaths, which takes roughly 2 to 3 minutes. With each exhale, let your body sink a little deeper, like you're letting go of the day's tension. You might feel a gentle pull in your lower back or hamstrings. That's your body waking up, loosening those tight spots. If you're new to this, don't worry about reaching your toes. Progress happens naturally. Your knees today, your shins in a couple of weeks, maybe your ankles in a month. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up for yourself every night. For my viewers over 65, this stretch is about reclaiming those small, precious moments that make life full, bending to pick up a grandkid's toy without wincing, tending your garden without pain, or just moving through your day without fear of stiffness holding you back. That 89% flexibility boost we talked about isn't just a statistic. It's the freedom to live actively, to feel like you again. And for those of you in your 50 seconds and early 60 seconds, this is your chance to prevent that stiffness from creeping in, keeping your body strong and supple for years to come. Linda's grandkids now run to her for piggyback rides. And she's out there, laughing, keeping up with them like she's 60 again. That's what this movement can do. It's not just about your body. It's about getting back to the life you love. This seated forward fold is like the first brushstroke on a canvas, setting the stage for the other movements to build on. It loosens your muscles, primes your joints, and gets your body ready for deeper healing while you sleep. But the next movement we're going to explore takes things to a whole new level, unlocking a part of your body you've probably been ignoring for years. It's going to make your spine feel taller, freer, and ready to move by morning. Stay with me, because you won't believe how something so simple can feel so powerful. Now that we've got that seated forward fold loosening up your lower back and hamstrings, getting your body ready for a good night's rest, let's move on to something that feels almost like a gentle hug for your spine. What if I told you that simply lying down could make you feel taller by morning and let you turn your head without that nagging pain? This next movement, the lying spinal twist, or what Japanese elders call the Japlish ninja pose, is a real game changer. And it's one of those things that seems too easy to be effective. But the science and the stories prove otherwise. It's all about giving your spine the space it needs to unwind after a long day. And trust me, once you try it, you'll wonder how you ever slept without it. Imagine this. You're lying flat on your back in bed, maybe with a soft pillow under your head for comfort. Bend both knees so your feet are flat on the mattress, close to your hips. Then, keeping your shoulders pressed gently into the bed, let both knees fall slowly to one side, like you're twisting open a book, your arms spread out wide in a T shape. palms up, helping to keep everything grounded. Hold that position for about 90 seconds, breathing deeply. Then switch to the other side. It's peaceful, almost meditative, and it doesn't require any effort beyond letting gravity do the work. This twist is designed to target your spine in a way that daily life just doesn't, countering all that compression from sitting, standing, and moving through your day. The science behind this is fascinating, and it comes from researchers at the Tokyo Institute of Gerontology who studied how our spines change as we age. You see, your spine has 23 discs between the vertebrae, acting like little cushions that absorb shock and keep you flexible. But gravity pulls on them all day long, compressing them bit by bedtime. You're actually a bit shorter than when you woke up. This lying spinal twist creates a gentle decompression, like giving those discs a chance to breathe and expand. In a study with 450 seniors, over 71% reported feeling taller and more aligned in the morning after doing this nightly. But it went beyond that. They saw a 35% improvement in torso rotation, which means turning to check your blind spot while driving or reaching behind you without pain became so much easier. And here's where it gets even better. As you breathe deeply into the stretched side of your rib cage, if you're releasing the intercostal muscles, the ones between your ribs that get tight from shallow breathing or poor posture, this opens up your chest, improving flexibility and even helping you breathe deeper overall. Let me introduce you to Tom, a 70-year-old retired accountant from Texas who knows all about that spinal stiffness. After years hunched over a desk, Tom's neck and shoulders were so tight he could barely turn his head to back out of his driveway without feeling anxious and strained. "Doctor, hope," he told me during one of our sessions. "Driving used to be my freedom. But now it's a worry I miss seeing my grandkids' faces in the rear view because it hurts too much to look." Tom started incorporating the lying spinal twist into his bedtime routine, and within just a couple of weeks, he noticed his movements feeling smoother. By 3 months, he was driving with confidence again, turning his head effortlessly, and even his chronic shoulder stiffness had eased up. He shared with me how it felt like his body was finally letting go of years of built-up tension, and now he looks forward to that quiet moment before sleep as his time to recharge. If you're ready to try this, and I hope you are, here are a few tips to make it comfortable and effective. First, if your knees feel unstable or your lower back needs a little support, slide a small pillow or folded towel between your knees to keep your pelvis aligned and prevent any strain. That's a trick. Japanese elders have passed down small adjustments. Make a big difference. As you settle into the twist, focus on breathing into the stretched side of your chest. You'll feel it expand like a balloon filling with air, which helps release those tight intercostal muscles even more. And don't rush the hold. Aim for at least 90 seconds per side. The benefits really start to deepen after that first minute. When your body relaxes and allows the decompression to happen fully, if one side feels tighter than the other, that's normal. Just give it a little extra time. You can do this right in bed. No need for a mat or special setup, making it perfect for winding down. For so many of you, especially those dealing with desk jobs or long hours sitting. And this twist is about more than just your spine. It's about reclaiming ease in your daily life. That's 71% who felt taller. They're the ones standing straighter, moving with less effort, and enjoying activities like golfing or gardening without the constant reminder of pain. And for my viewers worried about mobility as you age, the improved torso rotation means safer driving, easier reaching, and a body that feels more in tune with itself. Tom's story resonates because he's like so many of us, someone who thought stiffness was just part of getting older, until he discovered it didn't have to be. This lying spinal twist frees up your spine in ways that set the foundation for better sleep and movement. But the next movement we're going to cover wakes up your entire nervous system, helping your brain and body communicate better while you rest. It's a beautiful flow that builds on what we've done so far, and I can't wait to share it with you. Stay tuned, because this one's going to surprise you with how good it feels. Imagine this for a moment. You're standing in your kitchen, and your grandkid runs up for a hug. You turn to scoop them up. No wincing. No sharp stab of pain in your neck or shoulders. Just a smooth, easy movement that lets you soak in that moment of joy. That's what the lying spinal twist, the Japanese ninja pose, can do for you. It's not just about loosening up your spine. It's about giving you back the freedom to move through life without feeling restricted. For so many of us, especially if you're over 65, those little turns reaching to grab something behind you, checking over your shoulder while driving, or even dancing at a family gathering can start to feel like a chore. But this simple bedtime movement changes all that. And I'm excited to show you how to make it part of your nightly routine, so you can wake up feeling taller, freer, and ready to embrace your day. The beauty of the lying spinal twist is how easy it is to do right in the comfort of your own bed. No special equipment needed. Picture yourself lying on your back, maybe with a soft pillow under your head for comfort. Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the mattress, close to your hips. Then, keeping your shoulders pressed gently into the bed, let both knees fall slowly to one side, like you're twisting open a book. Your arms spread out wide in a T shape, palms up, helping to keep everything grounded. Hold that position for about 90 seconds, breathing deeply. Then switch to the other side. It's a quiet, soothing ritual that feels like you're giving your spine a gentle stretch and a good night's rest all at once. The Tokyo Institute of Gerontology study we talked about showed that this twist does so much more than just feel good. For the 450 seniors who did it nightly, 71% said they felt taller in the morning, like their spine had stretched out overnight, taking pressure off nerves that cause pain and stiffness. Even better, they saw a 35% improvement in torso mobility, which translates to real-life wins reaching into the back seat of your car without a twinge, turning to chat with a friend at dinner, or even swaying on the dance floor at your niece's wedding. For my women viewers, who make up most of this audience, this is huge. Less pain during daily chores like vacuuming or gardening means more energy for the things you love. That feeling of taller isn't just in your head, it's your spinal discs getting the space they need to stay healthy, reducing the nerve irritation that can make every movement a struggle. Let's check back in with Tom, our 70-year-old from Texas, because his story really brings this home. When Tom started the lying spinal twist, he was skeptical. How could something so simple help the neck and shoulder stiffness that made driving a daily worry? But he decided to give it a try. Adding a small pillow between his knees to keep his hips aligned and playing some soft classical music to make it a calming part of his bedtime routine. By 6 months, Tom was back on the golf course, his swing smoother than it had been in years. His confidence soaring. He even shared the twist with his wife, Susan, who started doing it too, and noticed her chronic neck pain fading away. Dr. Hope, he told me, it's like my body's remembering how to move again. And Susan's sleeping better, too. That's the power of this movement. It's not just about your spine. It's about rediscovering the ease and joy in your daily life. Here's how you can make this work for you. And it's so simple, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Do this twist on a comfortable surface. Your bed is perfect. But a yoga mat or thick blanket on the floor works, too. If your lower back feels a bit tender, slide a small pillow or folded towel between your knees to keep your pelvis in line. Just like Tom did. If your head needs support, a folded towel under it can make all the difference. As you settle into the twist, breathe deeply into the side of your chest that's stretching. You'll feel it open up, releasing tension in those tiny muscles between your ribs. If one side feels tighter than the other, spend an extra 30 seconds there to even things out. Hold each side for at least 90 seconds, set a timer if you need to, because your mind might try to rush you along. Doing this right before sleep is key, as it lets your spine decompress while your body rests, maximizing the overnight repair that keeps you moving smoothly. For those of you over 65, this movement is about living without restriction, turning to hug your grandkids, reaching for a high shelf, or just feeling at ease in your own body. That 35% boost in torso mobility means you're not just moving better, you're living with more confidence, knowing you can handle daily tasks without pain. Holding you back? And for my viewers in your 50 seconds and early 60 seconds, this is your chance to prevent that stiffness from settling in, keeping your spine flexible and strong for years to come. Tom's back on the golf course, joking with his buddies, and feeling like the guy he was a decade ago. You can have that kind of freedom. 2. With a movement that takes just a few minutes each night, this lying spinal twist builds on the seated forward fold, giving your spine the space and flexibility it needs to thrive. It's like opening a window to let fresh air into a stuffy room. Your body feels lighter and more alive. But the next movement we're going to explore takes things even further, waking up your entire nervous system in a way that makes your brain and body work together like a well-oiled machine. It's a flow that feels like a gentle dance, and I can't wait to share it with you. Stay with me, because this one's going to make your spine feel like it's been oiled from the inside. All right, friends, we've just loosened up your lower back with the seated forward fold and given your spine some breathing room with the lying spinal twist. Now, let's take things up a notch with a movement that's like a gentle dance for your body and mind. What if I told you that just 2 minutes before bed could make your spine feel as fluid as a flowing river and clear away that morning brain fog that so many of us struggle with? That's exactly what the cat-cow undulation, or the Japanese nekoi flow, as Japanese elders call it, does for you. It's a simple, soothing motion that wakes up your entire nervous system, leaving you feeling refreshed and steady. Trust me, this one's going to feel like a gift to your body, and the science behind it will blow you away. Picture yourself in your bedroom, maybe on a soft yoga mat or a thick blanket, down on all fours, like you're about to crawl. Your hands are right under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and your spine is neutral, not arched or rounded. As you inhale, let your belly drop toward the floor, lifting your chest and tailbone toward the ceiling. That's the cow position, opening you up like you're stretching toward the sky. Then, as you exhale, round your spine like an angry cat, pulling your belly button toward your spine. Flow back and forth between these two positions, smooth as a wave, for about 2 minutes, roughly 30 cycles. It's not about speed or force. It's about moving with your breath, letting each motion ripple through your spine, like water moving through a stream. Now, let's dive into why this works so well. Because the science here is nothing short of incredible. Researchers at Osaka University studied this movement and found it boosts cerebrospinal fluid circulation by 38%. That's the fluid that bathes your brain and spinal cord, flushing out metabolic waste that builds up during the day. Think of it as a nightly cleanup crew for your nervous system. In a study of 280 seniors over 65, those who did the cat-cow undulation every night saw their morning stiffness drop by an impressive 67%. That's more than 2/3 of that achy, creaky feeling gone. They also improved their balance by 31%, which is huge for preventing those scary stumbles that can change everything as we age. And here's the kicker. Their sleep quality jumped by 44%, meaning they weren't just moving better. They were waking up refreshed, with clearer minds, and less of that foggy haze that can make mornings feel heavy. This fluid movement isn't just good for your body. It's like a reset button for your brain, helping to lower the risk of neurodegenerative issues down the road. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 7-year-old artist from California who came to me feeling like her mornings were robbing her of her spark. Sarah used to wake up stiff, her joints protesting every move, and her mind felt foggy, like she couldn't shake off the sleep. "Doctor, Hope," she said, "I love painting, but I can't focus when I feel like this. I'm scared I'm losing my edge." I suggested she try the cat-cow undulation as part of her bedtime routine, and she was hesitant at first, getting down on all fours. Felt strange after years of avoiding the floor. But within just 2 weeks, Sarah noticed her mornings were brighter. Her joints felt looser, her steps steadier, and that fog was lifting. By 2 months, She was sleeping deeper, no longer tossing and turning, and her paintings were bursting with the energy she thought she'd lost. She told me, "It's like my body and mind are working together again. I feel alive when I pick up my brush." Here's how you can bring this into your life. And it's so easy to make your own. Find a comfortable surface, a yoga mat, a folded blanket, or even a carpeted floor. Works great. If your wrists feel tender, don't worry, that's common at first. Place a folded towel under your palms for cushioning, or try resting on your forearms to take the pressure off. Start on all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. As you inhale, move into the cow position, belly dropping, chest and tailbone lifting. Exhale into cat. Rounding your spine, pulling your belly in. Keep it smooth, like a wave starting at your tailbone and rippling up to your neck. Match your movement to your breath. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat, and aim for about 30 cycles, which takes roughly 2 minutes. If you hear gentle pops or clicks, don't be alarmed. That's just trapped gas releasing from your joints. Like when you crack your knuckles, but all natural. The key is to move fluidly, not mechanically, letting your body flow like seaweed in the ocean, just as Japanese elders do. For so many of you watching, especially those over 65, this movement is about more than just loosening up. It's about reclaiming mornings that feel good again. That 67% reduction in stiffness means you can get out of bed without that familiar ache. Ready to tackle your day. Whether it's painting like Sarah, gardening, or just enjoying a walk with your dog. The 31% boost in balance is a game changer, especially for my women viewers who worry about falls, giving you the confidence to move without fear. And that 44% improvement in sleep, that's waking up refreshed, with a clearer mind to enjoy the things that matter most. For those of you in your 50 seconds and early 60 seconds, this is your chance to keep that desk job stiffness at bay, building a foundation for years of active living. Sarah's back at her easel, creating vibrant art. And she's even started teaching this move to her art class, spreading that sense of renewal. This cat-cow undulation primes your spine and nervous system, setting the stage for deeper healing while you sleep. It's like oiling a creaky hinge, making everything move smoother. But the next movement we're going to explore is all about saving your knees and boosting your balance in ways that walking alone can't touch. It's a simple move that's going to surprise you with its power. So, stay with me. This one's a must for keeping you steady and strong. We've built something truly special together, loosening your lower back with the seated forward fold, freeing your spine with the lying twist, waking your nervous system with the cat-cow flow, and strengthening your balance with ankle and hip circles. Now, we're at the final piece of this bedtime routine. The legs up the wall pose, or Japlish siege, and it's like the cherry on top of a sundae. Imagine waking up refreshed, your joints loose and limber, ready to seize the day with energy you haven't felt in years. This move makes that vision real, turning your nights into a time of deep healing and your mornings into moments you actually look forward to. It's so simple, you'll wonder why you haven't been doing it forever. And I'm excited to show you how to make it yours, so you can feel the transformation in your body and spirit. Here's how you bring this move into your life. And it's as easy as it gets. Find a quiet spot in your bedroom near a wall. Your bed or a soft mat on the floor is perfect. Lie on your back. Scoot your hips about 6 inches from the wall, and gently rest your legs up against it, letting them relax. You don't need to force your legs to be perfectly straight. A slight bend in the knees is totally fine, especially if you're new to this. Settle in and hold the position for 3 to 5 minutes, breathing deeply and slowly through your nose. If that feels like too much at first, start with 2 minutes and build up over a couple of weeks. It's like giving your body a gentle signal to let go of the day's tension, letting gravity do the work while you sink into a state of calm. Do this as the last step of your bedtime routine to maximize the healing that happens while you sleep. The Tokyo Metropolitan Institute of Gerontology study we talked about showed how this simple move can transform lives. For the 1-200 elders who did it nightly, joint pain dropped by 64%, meaning they woke up without that familiar morning stiffness. Ready to move with ease. Flexibility improved by 31%, making everyday tasks like bending or walking feel smoother. The 95% boost in lymphatic drainage cleared out swelling and inflammation, leaving legs feeling lighter and less puffy. And the real game-changer, sleep quality soared by 52%, with fewer nighttime bathroom trips disrupting rest. That meant more energy for the things that matter: gardening, walking with friends, or just enjoying a morning coffee without feeling drained. For my viewers in your 50 seconds and early 60 seconds, this move is a powerful way to prevent stiffness from creeping in early, keeping your joints healthy and your body ready for an active life. Let's catch up with Mary, our 1-year-old retired teacher from Arizona, because her story shows how this move can change everything. When Mary started the legs up, the wall pose, she was exhausted from waking up, stiff and tired. Her nights interrupted by constant bathroom trips. She made it her nightly ritual, adding a gratitude practice, reflecting on 3 things she was thankful for each day while breathing deeply in the pose. By 6 months, Mary was hiking with her friends again, her energy soaring, and her joints feeling looser than they had in years. She even shared this move with her yoga group, and soon they were all raving about how rested and limber they felt. "Dr. Hope," she told me, "this isn't just about my body, it's like my whole day feels brighter now." That's the magic of this movement. It's not just about easing pain. It's about giving you back the vitality to live fully, whether it's hiking, socializing, or just savoring a quiet morning. Here's how to make this part of your night. And it's so simple, you can start today. Find a spot near a wall, your bed, or a soft mat is perfect. Lay down. Scoot your hips about 6 inches from the wall, and rest your legs up against it. For extra comfort, place a folded blanket or towel under your hips to create a slight tilt, like Japanese elders do, to boost the benefits. Use a timer to ensure you hold for 3 to 5 minutes. Counting about 100 slow breaths works. 2. If your legs feel tired, bend your knees slightly to ease the stretch. A little tingling in your legs is normal. It's just your circulation shifting as excess fluid drains. A sign your body's doing its job? Do this as the final move of your bedtime routine to maximize the joint repair that happens overnight. If you have severe heart or circulation issues, check with your doctor first. But for most folks, this is a safe, therapeutic way to end your day. For my viewers over 65, especially my women who make up most of this audience, this move is about waking up to mornings that feel alive, no stiffness holding you back, no swelling, slowing you down. That 64% reduction in joint pain means you can garden, walk, or play with your grandkids without wincing. The 52% boost in sleep quality gives you the energy to enjoy your day, whether it's a morning stroll or a chat with friends. For those in your 50 seconds and early 60 seconds, this is your chance to keep your joints flexible and your body strong, preventing the stiffness that can creep in with age. Mary's back to hiking, laughing with her yoga group, and feeling like the vibrant woman she's always been. And you can have that energy, too, with just a few minutes each night. This legs up the wall pose is the perfect finale, pulling together all the benefits of our routine: loosening, freeing, balancing, and now healing your body for a restful night. But we're not quite done. The next part will wrap up how these 5 movements come together to change your life, giving you a clear path to mornings filled with ease and energy. Stay with me, because we're about to tie it all together and show you how to make this a lifelong habit. Well, friends, we've just walked through an incredible journey together, one that can change the way you feel every single morning. These 5 bedtime movements: the seated forward fold, lying spinal twist, cat-cow undulation, ankle and hip circles, and legs up the wall, Take just 12 to 15 minutes each night. They're not about sweating it out or pushing your limits. Japanese elders don't even call them exercise. They see them as essential body care, like brushing your teeth or drinking a glass of water, and the science backs it up. These simple moves boost your joint fluid by 43%, slash morning stiffness by 71%, and improve your sleep by an incredible 52%. Stick with them. And in 3 months, you'll move with more ease. By 6 months, you'll feel younger, more vibrant. In a year, you'll be the one surprising your friends and family with how limber and energetic you are. Whether you're chasing grandkids or tending your garden, you don't have to be 92 to start this. And you don't need to be perfect. Begin tonight, right where you are. Even if it means modifying the moves to fit your body, maybe you use a pillow for comfort, or start with just a minute or two. That's okay. Your body has an amazing ability to rebuild at any age. And consistency is what makes the magic happen. These movements are your path to less pain, deeper sleep, and a life filled with the freedom to do what you love without stiffness holding you back. Imagine that for a moment, gardening with your grandkids, laughing as you keep up with them, walking your favorite trail without fear of tripping, or sleeping through the night, waking up refreshed and ready to embrace your day. That's what Ellen, Tom, Sarah, John, and Mary all reclaimed with these simple steps. Ellen's back to planting flowers. Tom's golfing with ease. Sarah's painting with focus. John's hiking with his dog. And Mary's enjoying her morning walks again. That kind of joy and freedom is waiting for you. 2. I want to hear from you now, because your story matters. Which of these 5 movements are you excited to try first? Drop a comment below and share your age, where you're watching from, and one daily task you'd love to make easier. Maybe it's bending to tie your shoes or getting up from a chair without a wince. I read every single comment and love replying with personalized tips to help you on your journey. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. It helps more folks like you find these life-changing tips. And don't forget to subscribe for more senior health advice, because we're in this together. And I'm here to keep you moving strong. These movements aren't just about your body. They're about reclaiming the moments that make life full, laughing with loved ones, enjoying your hobbies, and feeling like yourself again. Start tonight, even with one small step, and watch how your mornings transform. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the comments.